Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me for our first garden video of 2020. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the grow room here and then go over some of our plans for this year. Here's the famous clipboard. The plans I haven't printed out yet, but soon we'll have the nice checklist available. I've got my small flats. These are I think 10 by 3 or something, I forget. I use these to grow microgreens, so I've got 4 of those because we have 4 types of microgreen seeds. Got my GFCI and a splitter to power my grow setup. This is all, well, not all, but the lights and the fans are on a timer. So I run that for 16 hours a day and have it off 8 hours. And I've got some 20 by 10 flats. Looks like I need to buy one more to start my seeds in. A couple of heating mats underneath, hard to see, but those will be going all the time, even though the lights and fans will only go for 16 hours. I've got my spray bottle to water my seedlings and peat pods, and my cat litter bucket to hold it up so it's easier to grab. Here are my seeds. These are seeds from last season in my jar with some desiccant packets in the bottom. These are seeds that we're not going to grow this year, so I'm either going to give these away or start the seeds and then give away the seedlings. I haven't decided yet. Here's some freebie seeds that we got. We'll go over those on the computer. Here are seeds that I bought from Vermont Bean Company. Here are the ones I got from Totally Tomatoes. And here are the ones I got from youngseed.com. All of these places are the same company. It's all Young Seed, but they've got different websites, which is kind of annoying because you have to pay for shipping several times. But they're a Wisconsin company and they cooperate with Wisconsin Extension, so I try to support them. And their products are specific, not specific, but they tend to grow well in northern climates. New trellis netting to replace the netting outside that is kind of fallen apart after 2 years of use. My scissors, my tweezers, tons of peat pods. These are Jiffy 42 millimeter peat pods. Labels, old labels we'll reuse. Label maker starting mix for my sprouts, my microgreens that is. Here are those seeds. In this bag we've got amaranth, arugula, and radish. And here are our pea microgreen seeds. Little miracle grow to fertilize indoors. And then our organic fish emulsion fertilizer to fertilize outdoors. Can't use it inside because it stinks so bad. Legume inoculant and some desiccant packets. The legume inoculant, studies have shown that it doesn't probably work. I mean, they can't. There's no evidence that it does definitely work. But we used it year 1 in our garden, and we had a lot of beans. And in year 2 we didn't, and we had significantly fewer. So I'm gonna try it. Okay, now we will check in on the computer to go over the plans. All right, just like last year, we've got a spring plan and a fall plan. So we'll go through them in the order that they will occur, starting in the spring. Our first cell, we're going to have French breakfast radishes. They're these sort of elongated radishes, and they grow very, very quickly. We have a lot of space for radishes, so this is just a way to kind of diversify our selection. Next, we're going to grow arugula. We didn't try that last year because it went poorly the first year, but we're doing it again, and this time we're going to do this gourmet variety arugula. So hopefully it's just sort of the grocery store kind. That's what we like. Another cell of arugula, and then the Roxanne hybrid radishes. These are the ones that we grew last year. So normal red radishes, they grow pretty quickly, 30 days. Nice thin skin, white flesh. Just your sort of standard radish. After that, we've got black seeded Simpson lettuce. That's a new one for us. It's like a heritage variety. It's seeds like 100 years. They were developed 100 years ago. and I've heard people say they really like it. So I'm eager to try another more specific type of lettuce this year. Whereas in previous years we've just grown butter crunch and then that mix, that heirloom mix. So we're gonna try to be more targeted in what we grow. Next we've got ruby red chard. Um, Actually, I should correct myself. We have a few ruby red chard seeds, but we don't have enough for all of what we're going to grow. So we also ordered some bright lights chard from Young's. So we'll kind of intermix the two of them. So two types of chard. After that, we've got the rainbow carrots. These are the ones that we've grown in previous years. I actually didn't plan to grow these because it takes so long to grow. But I changed something that we do about growing greens, and it freed up a lot of space in the garden. So we're going to try the carrots again. Next, we've got pak choi or bok choy, uh, depending on how you learned it. This hybrid you're supposed to be able to pick at different ages, so you can either pick it young, like as a baby bok choy, or like as a large full-size one. So that's a new thing for us, and that should be fun. After that, we've got the Boro hybrid beet. This is the same one that we grew last year, just your standard red beet. This one's supposed to grow pretty quick, which is one of the reasons we picked it. After that, we've got our oregano. That's perennial, hopefully, so we won't have to plant this. Hopefully it just comes up in the same spot. Then we've got our dark boar hybrid kale. This is the same one we've grown for several years, curly leaf kale. Really robust, puts up with a lot, produces a lot. Very nice plant. More Boro beets, and then we've got the butter crunch lettuce. Close a few windows here, or tabs. This is the one that we've been growing for the past couple of years. It's really nice, like Boston bib type lettuce. Tender, but still crunchy, sweet. Just really, really an outstanding plant. So eager to have that back again. This is the Boldor beet next. So this is an orange variety beet. So again, we had sort of mixed success with beets last year, so I was hesitant to add more, but with the space we freed up, why not try another one and a nice different color on top of that. Okay, now continuing the theme of lettuces of specific types, we've really liked the romaine lettuce that we've gotten from our heirloom cutting mix in the past years. So I ordered a romaine this year that will grow standalone. So this is the crisp mint romaine lettuce. So we'll see how that does. Eager to know what we're gonna have this year instead of just kind of hoping for the best. Warrior scallions or bunching onions are in the next cell. These are the ones that we've grown for the past couple of years. They do pretty well in the spring, and then they don't really do well at all in the fall. So we've got a few of them growing in the spring again. Okay, more French breakfast radishes are next in the east bed. Then we've got Avon hybrid spinach. Again, this is the same spinach we have grown the past couple of years. It works, it's just fantastic in the spring. Grows really well, really beautiful, delicious leaves. So we're eager to have that back. Next, more Roxanne radishes, which you've seen. More Boldor beets and rainbow carrots. More butter crunch lettuce and darkabor kale. More scallions, more Boldor beets, more Boro beets. Finally, here's a new one. We're doing the early purple Vienna kohlrabi. I don't really know if I like kohlrabi, but we've got space, and a lot of people I know do love it. And I thought this has got an interesting color, so if nothing else, we'll get a little bit of interest visually in the garden. So we'll see how that goes. More romaine lettuce after that, another kohlrabi, more scallions, and then our perennial chives after that. In the big bed, excuse me, in the big bed in the south, I'm not going to go through all of this, but the reason I freed up so much space in the square foot beds is because along each of these edges, last year I just sort of randomly planted things. This year I'm explicitly planning for growth around these edges. So along each edge of the 2 by 2 foot squares, we're going to have 4 to 6 either flower or like lettuce or pak choi or spinach plants growing, or I guess 4 to 8 in the case of spinach. So you can see we're going to pack in a lot of greens in this big bed. And I expect a lot of it to get eaten by like critters, but there's so much of it that we should be okay. The one thing that's here that I will show you are the green arrow peas, one of our favorites. We're taking them off the trellis because these plants don't really grow that tall. As you can see here, 28 inches long. We see them usually a little bit taller than that, but we're gonna like make like sort of a cone of them with some supports, some dowel rods or something, and have them grow in the big bed instead of on the trellis, and that'll save us a little bit of trellis space, which will be nice. And we'll use that space in the fall, which is what we'll talk about now. So first cell, we've got the Alibi hybrid cucumber. So we're interested in growing this because you're supposed to be able to harvest this at any length. So if you want to harvest it at 2 inches for really small pickles, you can, or you can let them grow to full size at 3 to 4 inches and either make pickles or eat them fresh. Next, we've got the Tabasco chili pepper. I really liked making hot sauce last year with our hot peppers, so that's sort of the destination I'm hoping for, or the destiny, not the destination, that I'm hoping for this pepper. After that, we've got our sun sugar tomatoes. We've been growing these for 2 years. We both love them. Nice orange, productive. Then we've got the Harmony hybrid cucumber. Close a couple more tabs here. We tried growing this last year and it didn't work very well. The year before that, it was fantastic. So we're hoping to have more success with that. Dark green Italian parsley is next. This is sort of your grocery store parsley, but it's nice to have in the garden, so it's always available. We've grown this previously too. Then after that, we've got Romanesco cauliflower. We've had bad luck with this, so we're going to try growing it in 2 places this year and with different amounts of time, both in the fall. Hopefully we'll get some to eat this year. More pak choi after that. I've already shown you that, so I won't go into it again. Pardon me, I close some tabs. And then we've got lemon drop pepper next. That's in West Cell 8. Again, hoping to make some hot sauce out of these guys. A nice bright yellow sauce I think would be interesting. More kale after that. Our perennial oregano. Some more chard. And then basil after that. Your typical green basil, which is always lovely to have out of the garden. Nice to have a lot of it to make a nice batch of pesto. Okay, next we've got our Vermont cranberry dry shelling beans, 2 cells of those. I have read that these are definitely bush beans, so that's how we're going to grow them this year. Last year we put them on the trellis. So we'll see how these go. The first year when we treated them as bush beans, they produced a lot more than last year when we put them on the trellis, so I'm hoping that we can have a lot of success this year. More parsley after that, and then the red meat radish is next. We grew these last year. We tried to, but they failed. So hopefully we can get a few of these this time. I'm giving them a lot more time than last year, which hopefully will make a difference. Next, we've got our Blue Lake pole beans. We've been growing these for the past 2 years. They're awesome. You get a ton of beans. They're really good. So no change there. This is interesting. So Stephanie wanted to grow squash, which meant we had the choice of growing it in the big bed down here, the south bed, and letting it drape itself all over the ground, or trellising it. So I picked a small variety, the small wonder spaghetti squash, and we're going to try to have it climb the trellis. It will be a very interesting experiment, and I have no idea if we'll be successful. Sun Gold hybrid tomato is after that. We grew these last year, another orange cherry tomato that produces a lot, and they're very sweet and tasty. More kale after that, and now you're going to start noticing a pattern. Next, I've got the Derby green bush bean. We've struggled the past couple of years with our fall harvest, like things just don't really take off because of shading and stuff. And I'm hoping that bush beans solve that problem. So I've got a lot of bush beans growing for fall harvest, starting in like July. So we'll see what happens. These are supposed to be very quick growing, and they're just like sort of another green bean. So I hope we have more success than we've had previously. Um, After that is Everest broccoli. This is one that we've grown the past couple of years. We didn't get any last year, but the year before we did. We've got seeds left, so I want to try it again. It's fun to grow these big brassicas. After that, more basil, more pak choi, more chard. Then here's another new bush bean, rock door. It's a yellow wax type bush bean. So yeah, again, we'll see. It's supposed to grow fast and hopefully keep us from wasting space with plants that haven't taken off in the fall previously. Calypso cilantro. This is your standard cilantro. We've grown this before. Another one to just really, it's really nice to have this fresh out of the garden and available whenever you need it. More boro beets. Those are the red ones. More cilantro. More of the rock door yellow bush beans. And then again, our chives. Okay, now down in the big bed, we've got the brandywine tomato first. We've grown that the past couple of years. It's really flavorful. The fruits are huge. It's definitely a winner, so happy to have that back. After that, we've got a new one, cayenne peppers. Again, hoping to make hot sauce out of these. Just nice big red cayennes. In this cell, we had peas in the spring, but I'm hoping to put broccoli and cauliflower both in here for the fall. Again, kind of doubling down. I've got them in these square foot beds, but since we've had limited success in past years, I just want to have extra plants. Brussels sprouts, we grew these last year. The plants, they grew really well, but I feel like we didn't plant them early enough. So I took that into account in my plan, and we're going to try to grow the same ones again this year. Hopefully get a nice harvest this time. Saucy Lady tomato. We've grown this the past couple of years. Last year it was great for us. It's really a delicious, beautiful tomato plant. It grew so many fruits last year that it crushed its tomato cage, so we'll put on a stronger one this year. And then our last cell is the ahi rico pepper. This pepper was bred by a professor at the University of Wisconsin to ripen quickly in a state that's as far north as Wisconsin. You can see 60 to 70 days. And it's supposed to be good for either hot sauces or like snack eating. It's supposed to be kind of sweet and kind of spicy. So that'll be interesting. And, eager to try something that was bred by a current professor at my alma mater, the University of Wisconsin. So very exciting. Okay, now these next few are not on the plan, but I was sent 4 trial packets of seeds. So I might try to find a place for these or some of them, or I might give them away or save them for next year. I'm not sure. First are these Philadelphia white box radishes. So these are spring radishes that are supposed to mature in 30 days, but they're all white. I'm sure we'll find a place to grow a few of those. Just don't know where yet. Coneflowers. Not going to put those in our garden, but maybe we'll find a place around the yard to put these. Add a little bit of color. The Sandia hybrid pepper. This is like a Anaheim type pepper, or like a Hatch style, even though it's not grown in New Mexico. It'll be hard for me to find a place to grow this year, but I'd like to try it in the future. And then last but not least, we were given the Wisconsin 55 tomato, another plant developed by the University of Wisconsin. There's no chance we're going to have room for an extra tomato this year, but maybe I'll try this in the future. Okay, that's it for this year. That is the plan. I've got everything all scheduled and we're ready to get started. So in March or maybe really early April, we'll start getting some seeds going, probably some microgreens before then. But thank you for joining, and I think we're going to have an excellent garden year. Take care.